So HSBC is a massive bank that is above the law. HSBC, it has been exposed that HSBC works hand in hand with criminals. Anyway, I watched on Mo Economy, Banksters, how Britain's banks turned on small businesses. Make sure you guys follow me, as every single day I talk about interesting documentaries and news stories that nobody else is talking about. Now, I'm not going to lie, this documentary was rather repetitive, but obviously because HSBC keep doing the same thing, they keep escaping courts, because what HSBC is doing is they are helping criminal gangs, even big rich business owners, to launder their money. Now, to the point where in the USA, I think it was in the around 2012, they were laundering money of the Mexican and Colombian cartels. These big cartels are criminal organizations responsible for unaliving people, responsible for trafficking substances. They were laundering this money. The US caught on. They wanted to bring HSBC forward to trial, but HSBC got away scot-free. HSBC was fined a small amount of money, which means nothing to them, and the people who even had to pay the fine were not the directors of HSBC, were not the CEOs of HSBC, it was actually the shareholders. So it's not really fair. People will pull up to HSBC. We're talking, I can't say, people who sell substances, cartels, criminals. HSBC is enabling them. They will pull up with millions and millions and millions of dollars in cash, millions and millions and millions of whatever currency. They will pull up in cash. There was even a case where HSBC spent a day counting, I can't remember how much it was, but it was a ridiculous amount of money. But they spent a day counting the money of criminals, and they were able to launder this money into the US from Mexico or Colombia or wherever this money was. Now, of course, the reason why the US did not bring HSBC, or HSBC did not have to be held accountable by the law, apart from paying a fine, other banks will be shut down. If they were doing this is not a normal practice. You cannot be enabling drug cartels. You cannot be enabling criminals that unalive people at that. But the reason why HSBC was not shut down in the US is because at the time we had the Chancellor of the Exchequer. His name was George Osborne. He wrote a letter to the US begging, please, please, please don't close down HSBC because it's going to impact the financial or the economy of the City of London. So HSBC has been caught red-handed many times. I don't want to say they're still doing it. They probably are. Oh, they might be. But HSBC has been caught red-handed many times, basically enabling criminals and laundering money. Now, it's rather annoying because if I tried to do that, I'd be in serious trouble. But HSBC can escape with a slap on the wrist. They've been in trouble in Switzerland, in France, in the US, like I said, many other countries where they were able to escape the law because they paid cheap, silly fines and got away with it. Of course, the fine is a lot to me, but to them it's nothing. And it's really bad. It's to the point where the former chairman of HSBC, his name was, I think it was Stephen Green. Yeah, his name was Stephen Green, right? And he was put in the House of Lords. He was appointed as a life peer by David Cameron. Says it all, doesn't it? A man who is literally known to be the chairman of a bank that money launders and that enables criminals was put in the House of Lords by David Cameron. What does that say? And you think you can come and arrest me or anybody else or any normal person if they're money laundering? But you've just put one in the House of Lords. I just think it's ridiculous. I do not think it's worth watching this whole documentary. First of all, the title is a bit misleading, but it's also very, very repetitive because HSBC has been doing this for years and been getting away with it for years. I understand why it was repetitive, but it's like, okay, we get it now. HSBC is involved with money laundering.